What's up, besties?
It's time to spill the tea.
Welcome back to another episode of The Voice Messages. Hello, Jo. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I had a great day today so far. Went and got my first dress fitting
Love
for
that
my
for
wedding
you.
dress.
Snaps for Jo.
Crossing things off the list, slowly but surely.
I love
I
that for
love it.
you. I love that. I don't have anything exciting going on today that I can share, but
I mean,
I'm
it's
just
not every
wishing for
day you try on
everyone.
your wedding dress.
That is
Right.
true. That
Right.
is true. That is true. I'm just, I'm happy for you. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see
Thanks.
what you look like.
Oh my God. I, oh gosh, my dress was
We won't
so
even get
gorgeous.
into
So
it. I'm
actually,
so
really,
sorry.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
No, but really quickly, we went out for breakfast, like brunch, and I said to Matt, I said, can you go on Google and just like pick out photos of what you think my dress will look like? And he's like, I think you're gonna have something like really traditional with no patterns, no lace, no sparkles, no beading.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And he's just
So,
going to have to wait to find out. We can't even talk about it on the podcast
ye-
in case he
I don't think
listens.
he listens anyways, but it was just funny. I was like, okay, very traditional.
And you're not a
Okay.
traditional girly. You're not that traditional.
Uh,
Like, in some sense, but not in that way.
yeah,
Right?
I mean, he's, yeah,
He's going to have to find out. We're not
it's
even going
just
to talk about
interesting.
it. He's going to
The
have to just
photos
wait
he
and see.
showed were just very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, because like I know that the dress I got, I didn't think I was going to get that kind of dress,
Yeah.
but the dresses that he was showing me, I never even tried on.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be a real surprise moment, which we love. We love a
Oh yeah,
surprise.
for sure. My camera's going blurry.
Oh, we love that.
There we
We
go.
love a
Okay.
technical
Eh,
error.
perfect.
Technical error.
We're a hot mess today. All
We
right,
really
so
are.
today we're going to be doing a fun episode. We're going to be talking about birthdays, and no, it's not either of our birthdays, but we were just like, why the fuck not talk about birthdays? Our last episode was obviously very heavy and like very long and deep, and we're like, let's talk about something light and fun, but knowing
Yeah.
us, we're going to get deep. So we're talking about birthdays. So let's start it off. What is your horoscope?
So, I am a Pisces sun, Virgo rising, Gemini moon, and I am a
Oh, we're
true
getting into the
Pisces.
moon.
I just had to
Yes, you are.
throw out the signs. Like I just had to say what I am fully so everyone can understand the type of person that I am. But I'm a Pisces through and through. Like dreamer,
Oh yeah.
spiritual, Delulu. I'm like in delusion every day of my life. Manifested, it'll come true. Just, you know what I mean? And I can cut you off pretty quickly if
Yeah.
you stab me in the back, but I can also love you very, very hard and be there for you all the time. So that's me in a
Yes.
nutshell. What is yours?
Yes. I I had to pull my notes. Obviously a Virgo. And then I'm a Libra rising and Gemini moon.
I love that we have the
So
same moon
that's
and like we have a
so
similar
that's
Virgo-ness to us.
yeah.
I love that.
Yes. Well, Pisces and Virgos are like the most compatible sign in terms of like friendships and relationships. And it's funny because you're a Pisces, my fiance is a Pisces, my other best friend's a Pisces. I have another friend that's a Pisces. It's just crazy. I have so many Pisces
Yeah.
in my life.
I mean,
It's,
it's amazing. It's amazing for you. I love
I
that.
mean, you vibe
Pisces
with
rule
who
the
you
world.
vibe with, but you're all the same way. Like you all have like the same like mannerisms and like you do the same shit. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how else to describe it, but like the same shit.
I mean,
Like you're singing, like you sing everything. You sing
yes.
everything. Like you're like walking around the house. You're like walking around the house. Don't know what I'm doing.
That is
Like
so
every
true.
Pisces in my life does that. And then they'll be like, like all of you will be like, I just feel like I need a treat. You're like, okay,
Yep.
I need it now. And like
Yes.
drop everything and go and get your fucking treat. And like every
Yeah.
Pisces like this is in my life. I'm like, okay,
Yep.
going to
I can't deny
go and
any of
get my
that.
treat.
Right now. Ah,
Yeah,
za-na-na-na,
yeah.
za-na-na-na. Also,
I
I will just like randomly something will pop in my mind. Wouldn't even make sense, and I'll just start singing it. And like again, my mom will be like,
yeah.
"Where did that song come from? What is that song? What is that saying? What are you talking about?" I don't know. It's so weird. Shit pops into my mind, and I'm just like, "Let's do it." Da 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 da.
No, no,
I don't know.
literally, we were out in public and Matt all of a sudden started singing that song. He goes, wasn't me. Na, 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 na. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I was
And
like, what?
I love music
I'm
though. I
like,
just have to say, I love music. Like put on a
yeah.
good playlist any time of the day and like that helps me like get back into my mood. Dancing, singing, oh my god.
So
I love it.
that's so funny because like Matt's obviously really big into music. Music was like for our wedding, that's where we spent like all of the money went towards was the
Yes.
DJ. It's also funny because Melissa, my other like best friend who's a Pisces, she's always said that like music, like I remember she's like music makes a wedding, music
Yeah.
like
Oh,
carries the
100%.
rhythm, it creates the vibe. Like she's so into that, like it creates like
Yes.
the energy. And I'm
Yep.
like, okay.
It
So
really does. If you have
it's
bad
just
wedding music, it ain't going to be a good wedding.
I
Everyone's sitting at the
mean,
table, like we don't want that. We don't want
I
that.
have things to say, but I will refrain.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
We'll talk about that in another episode.
All right. So let's get into why birthdays are important. Like, why are birthdays so important to you? Because I feel like ever since that we've become friends, I feel like you've always emphasized like my birthday and how special it is to you and how if people don't recognize it, like why it hurts you. And let's just like talk about
Yeah,
it.
no,
Get
I
into
love
it.
that. Okay, so I could talk about birthdays for days. But in my mind, like my birthday is a very important holiday. And I'm not saying that like my birthday is important, like that I need to celebrate it with other people and like people need to like, be like, happy birthday, happy birthday. Like it's not for anyone else. It's just for me. Um,
Right.
and I was thinking about this the other day because I was like, why am I so obsessed with my birthday? Like, I always want to either go away somewhere. 9 times out of 10, I'm going away for my birthday, whether it's like a short weekend or something, or I'm celebrating. Like, I'm celebrating multiple times throughout the month, and I'm literally that birthday psycho. And I was thinking back, and I remember that my grandparents used to bring me and all of my cousins to down to the Cape every year, February vacation.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of like I never really thought about this, but I was thinking about it the other day. And from the time that I was 3 years old until probably about, I was in like eighth grade. So that was like what, 13-ish years old, 13, 14 maybe. We went down to Cape Cod. We stayed at the same exact, hotel every year. And it was for a whole
yeah.
week, February vacation. And obviously that always falls. My birthday usually lands on President's Day. So it's always February vacation, and we would have a celebration. We would have a huge cake. Like the restaurant would sing to me because after going every single year, like you just like know the people there, right? Like you just build those like
Yeah, they
relationships and
start to
everything.
recognize you.
Yeah, which was
Yeah.
so fucking fun. So I kind of low key blame my grandparents for like not even blaming them, but like it is what it is. Like this is who I am. And I don't know, I think just like every
Yeah.
year after that, because obviously we stopped, once we got older and things change and whatever. Um, and we stopped. And then I just feel like I still continued to like celebrate myself. Probably not anywhere to the extent of like how I do now, obviously, because I was still in high school. Like I wasn't going out for a weekend or whatever. But I do remember
Right.
for my 18th birthday, my mom and I went to Florida and we spent like a weekend in Florida. And I think that was really like the catalyst on top of that for like, I think I should go away for my birthday every year after this. And I have. And I
Yeah.
will continue to celebrate me because life is too short not to celebrate yourself.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, like, I feel like some people are like, oh, like, people that celebrate their birthday all month long or for multiple weeks or a weekend. are annoying, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like, okay, like sure, it might be a lot of events, but also it's like no one's like holding you handcuffed to go to all of these events.
Thank
Second
you.
off, it's second off, it's like, if it makes someone fucking happy, let them do it. It's kind of like
Yes.
Christmas lights because we're driving through our neighborhood last night
Yep.
and we were saying that it's a very middle class thing to have Christmas lights up. And we
Yeah.
go through the rich neighborhood and there's not many Christmas lights up. And I was saying to Matt, I'm like, it's probably because like us as middle class people, like we work hard and like things, small things like a bunch of Christmas lights bring us joy. Because yeah, we can't
100%.
go rent a yacht. We can't go rent, we don't go and buy boats, but yes, we can spend
Yeah.
$50 on Christmas lights.
Yep.
And so it's like,
Totally.
who fucking cares if we deck out our yard in Christmas lights because it brings us the tiniest bit of joy in this fucked up
Exactly.
world? Then
Thank you.
that's how I feel about birthdays. Like,
I
if it makes
agree.
you happy, it makes you happy.
Yep. And again, I'm not asking
And
everyone to like go out with me. I'm not being like, guys, this is the itinerary for February. And like every weekend we have something going on and I need you there. Like, that's not even how I'm not even like that. Like, listen, if you're celebrating my birthday with me, I love you. I appreciate you. That's just an amazing bonus on top of that. But again, I'm
yeah,
not like forcing people to like go through this whole
oh,
itinerary. So I love that you said that. It's like let us just celebrate us for us and like let us have our little bit of joy because the world is fucked. I need to celebrate something, and if it's me then whatever. It is what it is.
yeah. So my birthday falls in September, and I can't really like think about like growing up, like what my birthdays were like, other than other than like my birthdays were like, like the second week of school and always like really awkward because I didn't know
Yeah.
everyone. It's like,
Yep.
here's some cupcakes and everyone
Oh, I didn't
forgot
even think of that.
and no one wanted to
Like,
do anything.
yeah,
Like
where your
no one
birthday
wanted to do
falls on.
anything. My parents would forget to like do a party for me. I
Oh,
didn't really like do much like growing up as
yeah.
a kid. Now that I'm thinking about it for my birthday, but then in high school when I like, started working and stuff and I had money, not like loads of money obviously, but like money to go out to dinner. Like I'd go out to
Yeah.
dinner with my friends every birthday and whatnot. Um, but and then now as an adult, like I just take this fucking day off and
Yes,
I
as
go
you
and do
should.
whatever I want. Like, and I think it's different because yeah, like growing up, like everyone forgot my birthday in a way, but now it's just a lot. It's just a lot different. Also, like, so I always have celebrated my birthdays with my friends, like not my
Yeah.
family. And whereas like you said, you grew up celebrating with your family, but my friends, one thing in particular about us is like, we've been together since high school, so we've gone through so many birthdays together. But one thing
Yep.
that always brings us back to each other, no matter where we live, no matter what's going on, no matter what crazy job we have, no matter how many months we are away from each other, is our birthday.
I love that. Yeah.
That
No, and that's
that brings
incredible.
us together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
love
that's
that.
the one thing that brings us together. Like even with me living across the country, they'll still include me on, like, hey, we're because we all go in on a gift for one
Yep.
person. They still include me in those things, and they still like will send me something for my birthday, and it just like it still brings us together. It's like the
Yeah.
sisterhood of the traveling pants, but birthday
Yeah.
edition. And like so for each of us when we have our birthday, it brings
Yep.
us together like in terms of like okay, like well 25, like and go, get one big gift for them. It's
Yeah.
just interesting how it kind of panned out that way. I've never really like thought about it that way.
Yeah. And I just think like your birthday is like, I don't know, when I talk to like people or whatever random, right? Because I just feel like if you're in my life, you know that like my birthday is so important to me. And when I hear other people and like their perspectives of their birthday, or, they don't want to celebrate, and again, it could be multiple reasons of like why you don't want to celebrate. Maybe it's like trauma from your childhood, or you're just genuinely like not the type of person that
Right.
wants to be like loud and about like with your birthday and like let people know it's your birthday. Maybe you're just more of like the quieter person, which is totally fine. But I just feel like you should celebrate in some way, whether it's by yourself and it's quiet and it's doing something that you love that day,
Totally.
or it's some big, massive production and you are celebrating with a bunch of friends and family. I just think it's important to celebrate you. Like it's one day where you can just like recognize yourself, just take a moment to be with you and like, I don't know, just appreciate
Yeah.
you. Like, I just feel like we're always so, go, 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 and the world is
Rushed.
crazy. Exactly. We're so
Yes.
rushed. And there's just never a moment to just be like, wow, like I'm here, I'm grateful. Let me do something for myself instead of thinking about other people and other
Totally.
things all the time, you know?
Yeah, and this year when I took my birthday off, I did that exact thing is I took it off. I went and got a massage and a facial. I took myself out to lunch. I spent the
Love
whole
that.
day by myself,
Yep.
but it was such a great fucking day. I came home, I took a nap. Okay, and then by the
Amazing.
time I woke up, Matt was home from work. We made dinner together. It was great, and we celebrated earlier that weekend. So like now my birthdays obviously look different. Like I'm more or less like taking the day and like doing something for me.
Yeah.
But if I do have the opportunity, like I like to go out with friends. But my big thing is if someone doesn't wish me happy birthday, we've talked about this.
Oh,
If
yeah.
someone doesn't wish me happy birthday, I immediately don't think that they are in my circle. And I know that that
100%.
sounds really fucking dramatic, but it's the bare
Nope.
minimum to have a relationship with me is to acknowledge that I'm fucking alive.
Yeah. No, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. And again, it's not because we like need everyone to wish us a happy birthday. I think it's just the way that I look at it is like whoever's wishing me a happy birthday on my birthday, or, if it's the day before or the day after, some people might be like, hey, I'm saying happy birthday in advance because I just can't remember this shit, right? Like that's not a big deal.
Right.
But if you're taking like 5 seconds out of your day to be like, hey, happy birthday, like I hope you're doing well, or whatever it might be, then that just means
It means a
it means
lot.
something. It does. And again, that's fine because then it's like, who's in your circle and who's not. And that's okay because I think it's just important to like, again, recognize it's not about the quantity of people, it's about the quality of people. And when you're wishing me happy
Hmm.
birthday, you have recognized that, like, me, you took a moment out of your day to like say something to me and acknowledge me. And that always goes a long way. Like, who doesn't want to be acknowledged? Who doesn't want to be like, hey, someone is reaching out to me and like they love me, they appreciate me, they're saying happy birthday. I just feel like so many people don't have that. Like,
Right.
it's just that one little gesture that could just make someone's day. It's not about the gifts and it's not about the extravagant shit. It's just like recognizing, hey, I see you. This is your day. Happy birthday. I wish you all the best. I don't know. I agree. I
Well,
agree with you.
yeah, and I was just gonna say that, yeah, it's not about the gifts. I'm not saying that everyone has to get me a gift. It's not even that, but it's just like picking up the phone, sending me a text message, even writing on my Facebook wall,
Yeah.
happy birthday, responding to my story, just something small to acknowledge something that's important to me. I think that that's where what I'm trying to say is that like when people don't say happy birthday to me, they're ultimately not almost like not respecting something that's important to me. And
Yeah.
if you actually know me, you know my birthday's important to me. Obviously, shit happens,
Yeah, of
right? And
course.
like, whatever. I can honestly say that all of my best friends, like they've never forgotten my birthday. And if they're gonna be busy during my birthday or whatever, they'll text me early or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and or they'll text me late and say like, "Oh, I'm sorry," but they'll acknowledge it in some sort of way. And I think it's more or less just like respecting like other people. But I know that some people don't love attention on their birthdays, which is a whole other
Yeah.
story. Like I don't love like public attention
Yeah.
in a way, but I do like my closest friends and families to acknowledge it.
Yeah. And that's fine. And again, I think it's just like, it's not that it needs to be this elaborate thing. I think your birthday is just, if someone's texting you happy birthday, then keep them in your circle, right? Like, I mean, that could
Yeah.
go one or two ways, but it's just like they're acknowledging you. They know that this is your thing, this is your day, like that it's very important to you. So they're taking 2 minutes out of their day to say that. And I think that is a gesture that goes a long way, versus people who just are not there for you. And as you get older, like, again, kind of tying into adult friendships, like, we need to know the quality versus quantity. And I think that's a big indicator of
Yeah.
like, or even just the people who, I mean, I don't want to go into holidays right now, obviously, but like, just like the people who are saying like Merry Christmas and like, or Happy Thanksgiving or whatever it is, like,
Mm,
I don't know. They're thinking of you. They want you to know, like, hey, I hope you have a great X, Y, and Z. And that's just something to take into
yeah.
consideration when you're
Yeah.
friends and
It's
family and all that.
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because the people that like wish me happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, whatever, are the same people that would reach out to me on my birthday as
Yeah.
well. I don't think that there's like a divide there. I think it's the same people. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how that works. And like we talked about this in our adult friendship episode. It's like meeting people where they're where they're at. And I'm not saying that like you
Yep.
need to show up for me a million times during my entire month of September, but
No,
I'm
of
saying
course
that
not.
like just like send me a quick message and saying like, hey,
Yeah.
how are you? Because we
Yep.
get so fucking busy. And I know that like sometimes like I won't see my friends on my birthday, but they'll wish me happy birthday and I'll see them 6 months later. And like
Yeah.
I don't know, it just keeps the friendship going. But birthdays are also just like a way to like reconnect with people, like I said before, and
Totally.
it always brings my friend group together. Because it just seems that like birthdays kind of fall in those months where we don't really have anything else going on. So
Yes.
it's interesting to me. But I did want to go and talk about the recent TikTok video that you posted about birthdays. And you mentioned that
Yes.
there's a TikTok comment that kind of just like inspired this whole episode,
I
essentially.
agree. Okay, so I had seen this woman had posted a video on TikTok and she was basically saying, do you ever do you ever realize the people who like plan their own birthdays or life events or whatever are the happiest? And I ended up stitching that video on TikTok
Mm,
because I was like, hell fucking yeah, like I can relate to that. And so I'm the person who's always planning my own birthday party, like whether it's the birthday weekend or it's the trip, whatever it might be, right? Like I'm even in the process of planning my 30th birthday coming up in February. And I have just always like taken accountability for my own parties. I think that that's important because
yeah,
you can't rely on other people. Like you just can't. You can't expect someone to, first of all, I'm not really a big fan of surprises in general. Like I had a surprise birthday party once
no,
and that turned into a shit show. And we can talk about that in a different episode, obviously. But I am just not someone that is expecting people to show up for me. There's very, very few people who I can like count on my hand who I'd like, I know they're going to be there. I know they would show up for me, whatever. But you can't like rely on other people to bring that happiness for you. And I have just found that anytime I'm planning a life
yeah.
event or a birthday or whatever it is, I'm just taking control of my own life. I'm just much happier because I'm not relying on other people for that happiness. Like, I don't want to be setting myself up for disappointment, right? If I want a specific look or outcome for my birthday or whatever the party might be,
Itinerary,
I need to do it on my own because
right?
I can't expect someone else to execute that the way that I would want it to be executed. But I just found that very interesting because, like, I never really thought about that. Like, I just feel like I'm so happy when it's my birthday. I love talking about it. I love planning it. And if I left that up to someone else, I'd be screwed. I would never have the birthday party of my
And
dreams.
well, it's always like, the group chat never, like the trip never leaves the group chat sort of
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Like
100%.
it just wouldn't, like you'd
Very
mention it
rarely.
and it would never happen. So you're just like, I'm just taking full control of that. But on the opposite, I was just thinking while you were chatting kind of about, I know this is kind of going into holidays in general, but um like on TikTok, have you seen those videos of moms like going to their stocking and it's empty? And they're like,
Yes.
oh, like there's nothing in my stocking
Yep.
sort of thing, because she's always the one planning everything for someone else. So I think
Yes.
it's kind of like twofold. Like I think there's like one aspect of it where it's like, if you want to do something, don't let other people hold you back. Say fuck it, plan it and do it your way and make it
Yep.
happy. But I also think that there's a point where it's like, okay, you also though like you deserve to be taken care of too. You
Yeah.
deserve to like have, things arranged for you sometimes and not
Totally.
having to always go above and beyond on your own. Like
Yeah.
it's so sad when you watch those videos. The mom's like, I planned this like giant Christmas. I planned all the food, all the who we're inviting, the stuff, all the gifts, everything, and then she received nothing. I'm not saying that like she needs to receive gifts
Yeah.
or
No,
whatever,
I
but
get what you're saying.
it's
I
just
get that.
sad. And
Yeah.
so I think that there's a give and take. I think that like on one aspect, I'm like, fuck it, do what you want, plan what you want. You're never gonna get this time back. But the
Yep.
other end, it's like, when are people gonna start showing up for you?
Yeah. And no, I agree. I think it is nice when somebody will just do something for you in that sense because it's like, wow, they know that this is a big day for me. They know that I really like to enjoy it. They took time out of their day to plan something or send me something, whatever it might be, like just to give back in that sense. But I also think that goes back to
Yeah,
like whoever's texting you on your birthday and like whoever's making a point to be like, hey, what do you want to do? Or hey, like, what can I do for you? Like, those are the people that matter the most. Like, those are the ones that are understanding you the most and understanding like where to
yeah.
meet you. And those are the people to like kind of keep in your circle. I feel like this is kind of coming like full circle between like, adult friendships,
Yeah.
birthdays, celebrations, like quality over quantity, like make yourself happy, do things for you. Don't wait for, fucking Sally Sue down the street to help you because she's not going to help you. Like, you got to do something on your own.
No,
You have to make
Sally
yourself
Sue is
happy.
gonna
Like,
fucking,
she's
yeah.
going to drop the
Sally
ball.
Sue's gonna
She's
fucking
dropping
leave
the ball.
you. She's gonna drop the
She's
ball.
leaving you.
She's
She
gonna
is.
get low quality items. Yeah, Sally Sue's
She's
not
not
for
even
you.
showing up for the party. She's
Um,
actually showing up late. Yeah.
right. She's showing up
So,
the wrong address. Like she has
yeah.
no idea what's going on. But no, shameless plug though, going back to like, friendship, we did make a whole episode talking about like adult friendships and how to navigate that and where to meet people at. And I think that in that episode, it really does, it covers so many things about adult friendships and just like showing up for people where they need to, like where you can and where
Yep.
that they, where, what am I trying to say? Where other
Where
people
people are
expect you to
at.
show up for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like love languages in a way, but like friendship
Yes.
version. And I think that
Yep.
like birthdays is like a love language. Like it's, like some people are like, oh, I don't really care. But honestly though, most people I know care about their birthday.
Yeah. I
I,
actually feel
I
like
don't really know someone that's like, yeah, whatever.
I agree, but I do want to say, like, the people who are like, oh, it's not a big deal, or I don't want to do anything, or like, no one's going to do anything. I feel like they're coming off as they don't care about their birthday, but I think there's like a
But they
more
do.
like underlying issue there of like, I think people are afraid to like say that they want to celebrate themselves and their birthday and stuff because they almost kind of
Mm,
think that birthdays equate to like the more people that you have coming to a party, the better you are. But that's not what it is. Like, birthdays are really just to celebrate yourself. And I think people are afraid to be like, if I say I want to celebrate my birthday, like what if nobody shows up to the party, right? Because even like as a child, there
yeah,
have been like if you had birthday parties as a kid and like people didn't fucking show up to your birthday, like I've seen that happen so many
heartbreaking.
times and it's so fucking sad. And I feel like that kind of like instills like a memory into you and you're like, I don't want to put myself out there because I
Yeah.
won't get hurt if I don't show up for like me and like say I want to celebrate or I want to do this, like you won't get hurt at the end of the day. I feel like I don't know,
Well,
people hold back in
it's
that
funny
sense.
because it's funny because one of the reasons why we weren't having a big wedding like in Massachusetts, we're doing destination, is because we didn't think anyone would show up.
Yeah.
We're like, no one's going to show up if we do a wedding
Yeah.
in Massachusetts. If we go through all this effort, pay for everything, we don't know who's going to show up. And at that point, we would just be like paying all this money and like not have people show up, and it'd be really
Yeah.
frustrating for us. And then like going back to like my shower, like yes, like we sent out invites. We only heard back from a handful of people,
Yeah.
and the showers in like next month. And now I'm starting to think like, oh, is no one going to show up? And I know that like there is going to be like a good amount of people there
Yeah.
already. But
Yep.
then in the back of my head, still I have that mindset like, what else if no one shows up? Like, is that embarrassing? Like, do I look like a loser? I don't know why I think that sometimes,
Yeah,
but
no, but that's so valid. But I feel like we need to start like shifting our perspective as like you're having a shower because you want to have a shower, right? And you want to have that moment for
right,
you. And you're going to look back and not regret that. Like, even if it was just you and a couple friends that showed up to the even if it was you and me that showed up to the shower and that was it, like, that would be a fucking bomb ass shower because we're doing everything that you want to do. We're doing the decor, we're getting all of the things and I just think that like we need to start looking at celebrating you and like having a party. It doesn't matter whether there's like two people or 200 people. Like you're doing it for yourself. Like let's start doing shit for ourselves
yeah.
and showing up for ourselves. And yes, it's a little scary to think like, hey, I'm going to throw this party and what if no one shows? I just don't think that we should even think about things like that moving forward because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, life is too short. Like, what are you not going to throw a bridal shower party? Not that you're necessarily throwing it, but like, what if you never told us, hey, I really want to do this? And you just kind of kept that to the wayside. Then,
And then I would
your
regret it.
wedding comes and
Right,
goes. And exactly. And then you regret it. And it's like, if you had just spoken up and said, hey, this is what I want to do, like, you don't know until you try. But at the end of the day, like, you're getting what you
right.
want and you're never going to regret something. Doing something for you, you're never going to regret that, I feel like. So, different
Yeah. And I think that
perspective.
there's so much, there's like with society norms, going back to the society norms episode. Oh
Yeah,
my God, everything's like coming full circle.
it
That
is.
like, there's like a pressure to have like a big, big group of girlfriends.
Yeah.
There's this like, I don't know, like sometimes I used to feel that and I used to be like, oh, I really want this big group of girlfriends.
Yep.
And I kind of do have a like I say big group of girlfriends because I have my four best friends from home from high
Yep.
school, and then I have you and Carissa, but
Yeah.
you two are kind of like separate. I didn't meet you in high school, but like when I'm talking like a big group of girlfriends, I'm talking like 10 girls.
Yeah.
And there's just like a pressure to have that big group, like, and then have them show up at like all of your events, birthdays, bridal showers, bachelorette parties, whatever it
Yep.
is, wedding parties. So I feel like when people are like, oh, I don't have that, what the fuck is it going to look like when I like,
Yeah. Yep.
like who am I going to take pictures with at my birthday or what am I
Yeah.
going to post? And oh God, it kind of,
It's a
it's
lot.
frustrating. It really is.
Yeah. And that also ties into like holidays too, though. Like I think it's because we always see things like on movies or even just social media, right? Where we see, oh my God, it's this like huge, big Italian family and they're all getting together for the
Always.
holidays and this is amazing. And then it's like, you don't have that huge family. And then it's like, oh, is this like uncomfortable? Like, but it's not. Like, I don't know.
Right.
My family isn't huge by any means. Like, Christmas Eve is so fucking important to me. I absolutely love it. I enjoy everything about it, especially like being Italian. I like to do more of like the Italian dishes. And, there's 5 of us on Christmas Eve, but it's the best fucking time. Like we play games, we drink wine, we're making food together. Like it's just, again, it's quality over quantity. Like I just can't say that enough. Like you're making your own traditions, you're making new traditions. It doesn't matter what anyone else has. Like if that other person has this huge, crazy big family on the holidays, like it might look good from the outside, but they might not even all get along. I'd rather be with, again, quality
Yeah.
people over a quantity, amount of people that are not even like serving me or doing anything to make that holiday or like that life moment fun, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. 100%. And I think that like it's interesting because you asked me the other day, like, like what my Christmases and stuff look like. And I was like, honestly, like my last few Christmases and or like, holidays have just been with like me, Matt, and the dog.
Yeah,
And they've been some of the best holidays that we've ever had. And they've been so
exactly.
relaxing
Yep.
and so memorable. And some of the holidays that I've had with like my huge extended family, like I don't necessarily remember them as much or think of them
Yeah.
as significant. But I do
Yep.
remember this past birthday. It was like a really great birthday, and I did everything on my own because I was like, fuck it. Like, I don't have anyone to go and get facials with and massages with. Like, I don't
Yep.
know anyone that's off today. Like, I'm just going to go by myself, go out to lunch by myself. Like, who
Yeah.
gives a fuck? Because that's what I wanted to
Exactly.
do for my
And you
birthday.
had a great
And now
time.
I look back on it. I had a great day and I like napped. Oh, God, it was a great day.
Yeah.
So,
That's all that
anyways, moral of the
matters.
story is I'm going to say, do what makes you fucking happy.
Yeah. Do you, be you, love you. I'm trying not to say that every episode, but
For
it's
you.
just
I think you
literally.
say it every episode.
I'm like, we're just going to keep going with that. But yeah, to kind of recap this, it's like celebrate you, celebrate, what you want to do. It's quality over quantity. Take yourself out on a date. Like, just do things that make you so fucking happy because life is too short. You should celebrate yourself over and over and over again and don't apologize for it because be out there, be
No.
dramatic, be bougie in your own way, whatever that means for you, and celebrate the hell out of yourself because you deserve it.
Amen.
Snaps for the birthday queens. I love you all.
Love that. All right. Bye,
All right,
besties.
besties. I think that's it for this episode. I think we kept it as short as we could possibly keep it. So I have to give us props.
I mean, we've tried. We've
We've
tried.
tried.
Um, we try our
It's
best.
all that we can do. We love to talk. This is why we have a podcast. But
we
anywho,
we love.
that is it. I think we're golden.
Well, happy birthday.
To whoever's out there celebrating. All right, I'm going to stop
Yes.
singing.
I should have said something else. I'm
God
just like happy
bless.
birthday.
Happy
Like that's it.
birthday
There's
to whoever's out there.
no no
No
hidden
context.
context. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Period. No, we will see you all in the next episode, and we hope that you're having a fantastic fucking day. We love you all.
Birthday.
Bye.
Bye.